What up, guys? Your boy Alanizing with another episode of Alanizing, and today got the UCL, man. It's back. A few months ago, City won it, and now we're back for the predictions, man. Let me give you all my predictions. The winner of the UCL 2023-2024 is gonna be Bayern. Okay, I know they're a favorite to win, but I have City as the overall favorite, but they're in top 3 contention for sure. And that's why I think they're gonna win. Okay, I love the squad. Look at the front 3, well, front 4 right now. Mueller, Gnabry, Sane, and then Musiala coming off the bench. You add Harry Kane in there, it's gonna be lethal. The midfield, Goretzka, Kimmich, defense, Matthias de Ligt, Upamecano. Then you add the Kim Min-jae, the summer signing, Davis, Alphonso Davis. He's got 3 assists, tied for number 1 in the Bundesliga. The only problem for them was like the goalkeeping problem, but they got Neuer, who's coming back in October. He should fill that role up. Tuchel, great coach. More months, I want to say like another season. Just more time with the squad now than he previously had when he came in for Nagelsmann in April and he got thrown into the fire. I think a full season in the Champions League, he's going to win it. You know, the board was pretty conservative about Nagelsmann. Like you know, last year I was saying, oh, Nagelsmann another year with this Bayern squad, he's going to be the runners-up or he's going to be in the final, right? And the board, they just didn't like that, and they're just too conservative. They didn't like his new ways, his liberal thinking, if you want to say that. He's younger, man. He's a younger dude, and I don't know, the board just didn't like that, and they go with Tuchel, who's old school, but he's a good coach. You know, he's seen what he's done in the UCL. He's won the Champions League with Chelsea in 2021. He took PSG to the final in 2020, barely lost 1-0. So he's a good coach, and I think with this Bayern squad, he can win a Champions League. And you know, man, like, I just like Bayern. Like, overall, like, I know they said the board's too conservative, but I just like the way they're run. There's always pressure on them to win at all times. That's like Real Madrid. And I just say they're the German Real Madrid. That's what they are. And that's why I support them. They're my second club. And I think they're going to win, dude. I think they're going to win. They'll beat Atleti. Okay, I'm picking Atletico Madrid to be the runners-up in this year's Champions League. All right, they're back in the Champions League. They have 10 goals in 3 games in La Liga, Atletico does. Griezmann is back in form, come back from Barca. They signed Koglar Sonachu, the Turkish defender. I think they got a good squad. The defense, I already said Sonachu. John Oblak's top goalkeeper still. Jose Maria Jimenez, the Uruguayan good defender. Saul is coming back from the Chelsea loan. The front, they got Alvaro Morata, great dude. He's scoring for Spain right now, so I think they have a good squad, man. They could have had UCL wins, remember, 2014 and 2016. But unfortunately, they ran into the top dogs, okay? Ran into Los Blancos, my team. But remember 2014, they were only a minute away from winning the Champions League until Sergio Ramos comes out of nowhere, scores a header, 93rd minute. Boom. They go against another team, they probably could have won. 2016. They take us all the way to penalties. If it's switched, we miss a few penalties, they score all their penalties, they win. It's just unfortunate, right? For Atleti, they've had great runs, they've had great teams, but they just ran into us, man. And I think if they maybe went against other teams, they would have won. I think they just would have won. It's just that we're their kryptonite. We're Real Madrid. We have that pedigree in the Champions League. It was just unfortunate for them that they ran into us. They had that experience in the UCL. Atleti does. Los Rojiblancos. So that's why I don't have them as a dark horse as other people do. People have them as a dark horse, and I just don't. Just because of that. They have that experience in that Champions League. They've been on these runs, and I think they're going to do it again. Simeone, he's finally adapting his tactics to some extent, more offensive football, and this will take them far, and they're going to go to the runner. They're going to be going to the final. They won't win it, but they'll be runners. But a chance to win it, for sure they have. They have a chance to win. Top scorer, I'm going Mbappe. I'm going Kylian. Right, he's already the top scorer in Ligue 1 with 7 goals. With Messi and Neymar leaving, I think it opens more for him, like on the scoring goal side. Dembele, Asensio, and Muani, they're all coming in. Their job, they know, is to give him the ball. Is to give Kylian the ball. And we all know his skill. We all know his finishing. You just give Kylian the ball, he's going to score goals like he already has. And I think that's going to make him the best player in this tournament. Being the top scorer, being PSG's best player, and I think PSG is going to exceed their basic expectations. So Mbappe, top scorer, best player in UCL this year. Top assister, I'm going to go with Harry Kane. He's the perfect false nine who finishes excellently. This is what Harry Kane is. And then with those players around him, like I previously mentioned, in Group A, he's going to be number one on those charts. It's going to be deadly. Kane, top assister in the UCL this season. Biggest flop, I'm going Newcastle. Alright, people got them making runs. I don't think they're going to make it out of the group stage, bruh. And we're going to talk about that later. I don't think they're getting out. They have a good squad, don't get me wrong. They got Alexander Isak, and they got Alexander Isak. They got Sandro Tonali, Bruno, Callum Wilson, Trippier. But I don't think they're good enough for the Champions League, alright? And Eddie Howe, I think the UCL is going to be too big for him. Too much limelight on him. Too much expectations. Look, if no one expected them to do these runs that they're proclaiming is going to happen, like if they were Ajax from 2019, no one saw them doing anything. Or Napoli, no one saw them doing something. If they were like that, I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe they would have. I would have different opinions. But they're actually being held too highly, in my opinion, my estimation. And I think the UCL is going to eat them. I think it's going to eat them. Breakthrough team, right? The streets will never forget team, the dark horse. For me, I'm going Arsenal, all right? Recently, people are having them as the biggest flop. I think it's because, they got back in the UCL. And that's why most people are hating on, because the Arsenal fans, they always hype up their team, which I understand. But I think a flop for Arsenal would be if they didn't make it out the group, but I think they will. And I think being a dark horse is going to the quarterfinals, to the semis. It's not out of the realm of possibilities for the Gunner squad that almost won the Premier League last year, battling out with last year's UCL champs, City. So I think Arsenal, they have the squad to do it. They added more depth on their team. Jurrien Timber, he got injured. Kai Havertz hasn't been great in the Premier League. Maybe give him a few more time, just to give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him more time. Maybe he does better with the team. But the whole team has been improving. So Arsenal, they have the talent. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities to make it to the quarterfinals or the semifinals. Let's see. For Group A, let's go into the group stage predictions. Group A, that consists of Bayern, Manchester United, Galatasaray, and FC Copenhagen. I'm going Bayern finishes first, and Manchester United barely finishes second, okay? I don't trust Man U at all. I don't trust them at all. The way they've done in the Premier League, and they just mess things up. But and the way they've been going in Turkey recently, they've been losing the last 3 games in Turkey. I think they lost all of them. They are better than Copenhagen for sure. And Galatasaray, I don't know. That's why I'm barely scrapping Man U, but I think they are better than these 2 teams. So I'll have to give Man U the benefit of the doubt and say they finish second, but they'll probably get out in the round of 16. I'm going Bayern, Man U to go in the round of 16. In Group B, I consist of Arsenal, Lens, PSV Eindhoven, and Sevilla. I'm going Arsenal finish 1 and PSV to finish second, okay? Sevilla, I would say they do better, but that's their plan. Sevilla's plan is to get 3rd place, go to the Europa League, and then win it. That's their plan. That's what they do every year. They win the Europa League to go to the UCL, and they drop back to the Europa League to win it. And that's what's going to happen. Arsenal, PSV, I think those 2 are going to move on to the round of 16. In Group C, got Real Madrid, Napoli, Braga, and Union Berlin. I think Los Blancos finished 1st place, and Napoli finished 2nd place. They're obviously the 2 best teams. Maybe Napoli could beat us, but I'm still going with us to finish number 1. So Real and Napoli to go on the round of 16. Group D, Benfica, Inter, Real Sociedad, and Salzburg. Inter, I think, are going to finish first in the group. They're like number 1 right now in Serie A. They're the best team in this group. And then Benfica second, right? They're one of the best Portuguese teams. And I think they're better than Real Sociedad. They're better than Salzburg. So I'm going with them. Group E, Atletico, Celtic, Feyenoord, and Lazio. I'm going Atleti to finish 1. They're the best team in this group. And I'm going Feyenoord. Going Feyenoord second. Celtic doesn't convince me, right? The Scottish team, the Scottish league's not that great. And Lazio, I think, is like not even top 6 right now in La Serie A. Feyenoord, they're in the top 3 in the Eredivisie. They got Santi Jimenez scoring goals, fellow Mexican. And I think they surprised people. We get second place. Leti and Feyenoord to finish 1-2 in Group B and go to the round of 16. Group F, the hardest group in most people's opinions, consists of Milan, Dortmund, Newcastle, PSG. I got Milan, AC Milan, the Rossoneri, finishing first place. Him and PSG are going to be tight, but I think Milan pulled it off just because I think so, man. Just because I think. Like, PSG probably the best team in this group. I'm going with Milan to challenge them just because I believe in the Rossoneri, okay? I believe in Rafael Leao and Pioli. I think those guys... Oh, and Christian Pulisic coming into the squad. I think it's going to edge them out. And I just want a surprise, so I'm going with Milan number 1. PSG number 2, because like I said, I think they're probably the best team in this group. And Dortmund and Newcastle. I think they're going to be out. Now, I told y'all previously, remember I said, I don't think Newcastle's going to make it out. And this is why. This is the hardest group. I think all these 3 teams are better. I think even Dortmund is better because they have more experience in the Champions League and Newcastle doesn't. How are they going to find going to these different places and trying to win? So they might even finish. The best they can finish is 3rd, and I don't think they're going to finish. They'll probably finish last place. And Dortmund probably finish 3rd. But we'll see. But I have Milan, PSG, 1-2 to go to the round of 16. Group G consists of FK Cervana Zerda, probably messed that up, Manchester City, RB Leipzig, and Young Boys. I'm going, obviously, City to finish number 1 because it's probably the best team in the world. Right? Obviously, the best team in this group. And then Leipzig to finish 2nd. Leipzig, they're better than all the teams. Leipzig's always the one team. They're like Dortmund, you know. They make it past the group stage and always in the round of 16 and quarterfinals. They're just always there. They're just that team that's not. They're not in the level to win the Champions League, but they're a Champions League level side. They're always there and they're always playing good games. So that's what Leipzig is. They'll finish 2nd in the group. Group H, Barca, Porto, Antwerp, and Shakhtar Donetsk. If Barca don't win this group, they are certified trash. They are certified shit if they don't freaking win. If they don't win this group, it's probably the easiest group for them. And if they don't come first place with at least 18, with at least 16 points, I don't know, bro. Like, they're giving them a free pass to go into the round of 16. Now Porto. Okay, if they lose to Porto, I won't give it that much. Okay, I won't criticize them much, but Porto, they've always been a Champions League team. They've always been a top Portuguese team. So, okay. But if they don't beat Antwerp, and they don't give Shakhtar at least a good game, like, come on, bro. They better finish first place, or they're going to get severe bullying. Severe. So I'm going Porto 2nd because I think they're second best team in this group. Barca and Porto to go on to the round of 16. And that was the end of the episode, guys. We'll be back when the group stage is over to see how my groups did, how my predictions did, and we'll see at the end of the season how everything went out. See y'all in the next one.